Andres Luna de San Pedro was born on September 9, 1887 in the French capital Paris. His parents were Paz Pardo de Tavera and painter Juan Luna. Andres grew up in Paris until he was 6 years old, and his father on September 22, 1892 shot dead his mother and mother-in-law. He was acquitted by a French court in early February because it was considered a crime of passion and left with Andres the following week to Spain. After spending 6 months in Barcelona and Paris, they traveled by boat with Andres' uncle Antonio Luna to the Philippines when they arrived in Manila on May 24, 1894. He was taught painting in Manila School of Arts. He studied arts in Paris where he got his diploma in 1911 and went on to study architecture and finished in 1918. Upon his return to Manila, the city government appointed him the chief architect, a position he held from 1920 to 1924. He was one of the Gold Medal of Merit awardees, awarded by the PIA or the Philippine Institute of Architects alongside Juan Nagpil, Juan Arellano, and Thomas Mapua. Andres Luna de San Pedro y Pardo de Tavera is a Filipino architect who built the first air-conditioned building in the Philippines. The Crystal Arcade was literally a crystal building and graceful Art Deco lines, a very fancy for Manila of the 1930s. It housed the Manila Stock and Change as well as offices and upscale shops where Manila's elite would go as much for the prestige of being seen as for the air conditioning, which was uncommon then. Andres envisioned it at his grand commercial center. It emerged as Manila's first shopping mall that featured a walkway lead into the glass wall shops of the first floor. The arcade had a mezzanine on both sides of a central gallery that ran through the length of the building and expanded at the center to form a spacious lobby containing curved stairways. Stairs, balconies, columns, and skylight combined to create a vertical and horizontal movement, as well as plenty of light and shadow in the interior. Art Deco bays pierced by a vertical window marked each end of the facade and complemented the tower over the central lobby. Wrought iron grills and stucco ornaments were in the Art Deco style featuring geometric forms, starlight foliage, and diagonal lines and motifs. The Crystal Arcade did not survive the brutality and destruction of Battle of Manila around 1945. It was completely destroyed with only a shell of its former glory standing. The Paris San Manilo building, originally called Edificio Luis Paris San Manillo, sits along Escolta and Calle David. The building, together with Regina Building across the street, serve as entry to the Escolta from Plaza Goiti in Santa Cruz. Built in 1928, the Paris San Manillo was designed in Art Deco and Art Nouveau style through the partnership of the great architects Andres Luna de San Pedro and Juan Nagpil de Jesus. The building stands in the former priory, then owned by Don Manuel Azcárraga Palmero Versosa de Lizarraga, the only Spanish Prime Minister in Filipino descent. The building was one of the most modern in its time, owing to the building's glass facade. As a family-owned property, the building housed the offices of Paris San Manillo business operation in the Philippines. It was operated by Don Luis Perez San Manillo's son, Luis Perez de Olagarfelio. The liberation of the city in 1945 obliterated most of the downtown Manila's building. Luckily, the twin Luna masterpieces, the Regina Building and the Paris San Manillo Building, was spared from further destruction and only suffered minor damages. Today, Paris San Manillo Building is now renamed as the First United Building after it was purchased by the Silienteng family, the same family who bought the Regina Building across the street. Built in 1937 by Don Emiliano Lizares for his wife Conchita Gamboa and their 2 sons and 3 daughters, the mansion has 3 floors, a basement, and an attic. has a winding wooden staircase and big bedrooms with floor and doors made of hardwood. It has 59 doors which indicate the intricacy of its layout. When World War II broke out, the family left for a safe hiding place in Pototan, Iloilo. The mansion was then used as headquarters of the Japanese Army. In 1950, Don Emiliano Lizares died, and his widow left for Manila, releasing the mansion to a businessman who turned it into a casino. The city mayor later ordered the casino be closed, claiming that it corrupts the Ilonggos. In 1962, the Lizares mansion was sold to the Dominicans. In 1963, it was converted into a house of formation for young Dominicans in the Philippines. And in 1978, the Lizares mansion compound became the home of Angelicum School in Iloilo.
From the start of his profession until to the last project, Andres Luna de San Pedro's architectural style has always been modernist and revivalist, although schooled in the academic and revivalist bizarre style. He also gave an appearance to Art Deco, as his work like Paris Samanillo building, known today as the First United Building, and the Crystal Arcade is an Art Deco and modern style.